Hi everybody, welcome back to Plymouth as we start to move into the evening portion of the action of Michigan taking on Ottawa. Recapping some of the early game storylines. The big story, of course, the four-time defending champion Minnesota Saints in serious danger of crashing out of this tournament. They are 0-2 on the day, 11-5 defeat at the hands of these Michigan Mustangs, but then in the game just prior to this one, 13-5 at the hands of the Philadelphia Flyers power play. So they're going to need a good showing tomorrow if they want to remain in championship contention. Also, Toronto defeating Ottawa earlier in the day by a score of 8-3, bring 2 goals each from Nasib Ogo and Harris Farid as we are underway here. Michigan looking to move to 2-0 in the tournament. There's a long shot wide down into the near side corner. Merkley and Harb from Ottawa. Well, we have
an early goal already for Michigan. I think we might.
That was Martin who got the shot. I did not see anything, honestly. It was.
Let's take a look here. I'll get a look at the replay from behind the net.
They're not starting Confara here.
So that'll be Martin getting his second goal of the tournament. Actually had the final goal of the win over Minnesota. So he's had the 2 most recent goals. It's 1-0 Michigan already. Zinich takes a shot. Blocked. So it'll give it to Zinich that got the goal. So Zinich, my apologies on that. Martin did not get the goal. So Zinich has her first of the tournament. Regardless, it's 1-0 Michigan already. Just under 14 minutes to play here in the first period.
That just goes to show Michigan's depth here. With Zinich scoring the goal, they have some depth here. They don't even have to play Confara here.
And key, as you said, he's not in the starting lineup tonight.
Quickly back the other way, though, is Lamberson for Ottawa. His shot goes off the side of the net. Matthew Lamberson, who had 2 of the goals in the game against Toronto earlier. Play continuing behind the Michigan net. Eventually coming out with it are the Mustangs, but Merkley controlling in the Ottawa zone. Austin Merkley forward for the Lamberson in again. Lamberson stops, trying to redirect himself. Going to work his way in the middle. Lamberson trying to get a shot off. I think it was blocked. It pokes back out to Parent, Tristan Parent. Parent pokes it back out into the Ottawa zone. Merkley there to chase it down for Ottawa. So he's Confara not in the starting lineup, as you guys said. He scored 7 times in the win over Minnesota. And I think Ottawa certainly maybe a sigh of relief to not see him in the game at this point. And Ottawa's actually, we talked about it, even though they ended up falling by 5 goals, it was not for lack of effort. They made Toronto work for all of their rewards in that prior game.
And certainly in this game, they're making Michigan work hard. As Mitch kind of had just a weird sort of odd angle goal to start the game off. Again, it still counts on the score sheet, but Ottawa doesn't give up those pretty goals. They make you work.
They do. We just got confirmation that the guy wearing the Harb jersey actually probably stole Roddy Harb's jersey, and that is actually Blaine Cameron.
Oh, really? It's actually Blaine Cameron. Okay.
And there was his name, Blaine Cameron, is the guy listed on my sheet, but I wasn't quite sure what was going on with that. So probably
I thought it was Blaine Cameron as well, because I remember him being the gray-haired guy on the Ottawa team. But well, we got to go with what's on the jersey, don't we?
Yeah, because I think I called him Blaine Cameron a couple of times early on in the other game because that was what's on my sheet.
I just want to know how he stole Roddy's jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Cameron showing off some good skills as he works his way through the center of the floor. Saw Cameron, some good chemistry with Merkley, almost connected on some good scoring attempts in that Toronto game. Weren't able to finish any of them. Cameron didn't quite get on the score sheet. He might have had an assist. There's Martin up on the far side with it for Michigan. Bring it toward the middle, trying to get it to Zinich, but just out of a reach. And Cameron behind the net with it. Goodbye, Zinich. Merkley with it, but he's getting tied up. Parent looking to come out with it. He flips this one into traffic. It's loose out front. Still loose, dribbling toward the net. Cameron there to pick it up.
The real Roddy said he wanted to be there in spirit. Actually, I guess the team needed an extra jersey. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right.
Perrin battling with Campbell. Here's Zinich the other way. Zinich into the offensive zone for Michigan. Zinich throws it toward the net wide. That'll go off the end wall. Cameron there to pick it up. As Martin now for Michigan with it on the far side up in the corner.
I thought it was Roddy's like grandpa maybe or something.
Have some fun messing with Robbie Harb there, right?
Merkley trying to get something going in the offensive zone, but Perrin picks his pocket, sends it back down into the Ottawa zone. Boy, the fun of international sports team travel. Sometimes those kind of things just happen.
Yeah.
There's a long shot. That one goes just wide. We'll have a face-off in the Ottawa zone. 9:06 to go in the first period. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Zinich with her first goal of the tournament. But again, we're seeing the same formula that Ottawa had in the prior game. That just work hard. You know, sometimes that's all you can do is you can just say, I gave my best effort. We didn't come out with the win, but certainly a lot of game to go here in this one. That was kind of what you hang your hat on from the Toronto game earlier, is that one thrown toward the net. Doer couldn't quite get enough on it. Here's Cameron around into the corner. Doer pursuing him. Cameron gets it up to Lamberson on the far side. Lamberson sends it up to the center line. Cameron trying to catch up to it, but Doer gets to it first. And now Confara on the floor for the first time in the game. About how he did not begin the game. And he quickly brings it into the offensive zone with 3 black jerseys in front of him.
Kind of think of that as a reward almost for Ottawa, that you held Michigan to just 1 goal for so long that now they felt that they needed to bring Confara back into the game.
Confara sent it through 1 set of wheels down into the corner.
I was going to say, yeah, that is a huge win for Ottawa.
Play continuing down in the near side corner. As Cameron battling with Doer. It comes toward the net area. It's loose, and now it's sent down. Cameron can catch up to it. He might have a chance, but Doer picks his pocket again. Confara trying to reverse direction. Kevin Confara does gain the offense with a long shot. He scores. And there it is again. Kevin Confara, his 8th goal today overall. It's 2-0 Michigan with the lead.
And take a look at Confara, nice stick handling and just another long bomb type shot. Able to beat Talia McBride, and Michigan now leads 2-0.
again, beating Talia is no easy task. She's a very solid goaltender.
Yeah, absolutely.
Face-off pushed down into the Ottawa zone. It's steered around the net by the Capitals. Merkley up the far side with Lamberson. Lamberson trying to form a screen. That one gets through to the defender, Freyer. Lamberson formed an effective screen, allowing Merkley to get around. And here's Thur into the offensive zone. Backhand shot saved by McBride. Yeah, just a moment ago was going to try that same thing again. This time it was Cameron trying to form the screen on Confara, but I think he got a little too much of the Mustang star, and I think Cameron's going to take a penalty.
The first time we've had a penalty in I think 2 games. We didn't have any in the Minnesota-Philadelphia game, so Cameron going to head to the box and give Michigan a power play, and it's a dangerous thing to do when you got a guy like Kevin Confara, also Tristan Parent, Clay Martin, a lot of good players on this Michigan team.
Well, Michigan gets the first power play of the game. 6:36 to go, first period, 2-0 Mustangs. As Merkley controls the face-off for Ottawa. He comes to reverse direction. And he'll tried to clear it, but he shot too high and it goes out of play, and we'll have a face-off right back in the Ottawa zone. He kept it a little lower, it would have probably achieved the goal, but got a little too much air on it and it went out of play. Merkley again possessing it for Ottawa. Pile up in the far side corners. At least three chairs perhaps battling for this one right now, as Confara trying to figure out how to get in there himself. And I think the frozen ball, and we're going to have another face-off.
It's a win, though, for Ottawa on the penalty kill. Just wasting some time. That's what they need to do.
Absolutely. Might be having another penalty. It's going to be Scott Haycock taking the penalty, so Michigan going to go 2 players up.
That's not what you want to do against Michigan, is give them a 2-player advantage. Or at the very least, force yourself to kill off even more penalty time.
Yeah, Ottawa did a good job last game of staying out of the box, but now they're having some trouble.
Might have been might have been a coincidental, actually.
Like,
my
yeah.
apologies on that. It was Thur who took the penalty for Michigan, so they're going to stay 3-on-3 perhaps, rather.
Michigan will still get a power play. They should, because they had one before, and now we just had coincidentals called. It should still be 4-on-3 for the Mustangs.
But it'd have to be that, okay, I think they were just deciding who was going to come out onto the floor. Faro controlling the face-off for Michigan. There's a shot knocked down with the hand by McBride.
Like that kind of get out of here save by McBride, just swatting it away.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
Didn't do the Dikembe Mutombo point, though, or finger wag.
So 2 players coincidental for moving the board. That one goes off the post and then out of play.
Yeah, so yep, Michigan still is at full strength for it.
Face-off controlled by Confara. He'll take a shot. McBride with the save and able to swat it out of there as that one started to bounce its way into the net.
Good read by the goalie there.
Scanfara rolls this one toward the net, one blocked out front. Merkley sends it down to the near side boards. Scanfara trying to hold the zone, he does. Scanfara 3-on-1, gets it to his teammate for the score. It's going to be Martin. This time it will be his goal. It's 3-0 Michigan.
Here's a look at that 3-on-1, able to find Clay Martin. Beats Talia McBride, just a good shot. McBride just a little hole open, and Martin able to bury it, make it 3-0 Michigan. One more look at it.
Yeah, beautiful movement. You really have to really move the ball on her to score. And that's what they did here. If you don't have good ball movement, it's going to be tough to score on her.
4:50 now remaining in the first period. 3-0 Michigan with the lead. Martin with it behind his own net. Good job by Cameron to pick his pocket, trying to force a turnover in the Michigan zone. But Scanfara will come away with it. Cameron, there's a long shot knocked down by McBride again. That don't get that in here with me. Parent with it. He's got a couple of Ottawa players pushing on him, and I think that's going to end up coming in offside. Good job by the Ottawa defenders to generate that offside. We have a face-off deep in the Ottawa zone, actually. Farah will take the face-off against Merkley. Farah will control it. Throw it toward the net. That'll go wide and off the end wall. Parent on the redirect. Loose out front. Couldn't quite corral the bouncing puck. Was Martin. Still loose.
I'm not sure if that was a goal or not. I couldn't see it. It doesn't look like to be a goal. So good job of freezing that ball. There was a lot of players in front of that net.
Some of the Michigan players might have thought it was a goal, the way they all kind of took up position at the center dot.
What happens when you assume things?
Can't say it on air, can we?
Trying to get me there, Brett.
I am. You know, we are on Facebook and not the airwaves, so we are not governed by the FCC technically, I think. So.
I think we should be.
I'm just saying it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Cameron pushes it up for Merkley. Merkley along the far side boards. He'll send this one all the way down. Martin looking to catch up to it. Scanfara will get there first for Michigan. He'll bring it around the net. Lamberson trying to slow him down but can't. Scanfara into the offensive zone. A nice job by Merkley to poke that one away from him, and he'll take the ball back. Merkley around his net. Up into the corner as Zinich got in his way. Merkley reversing direction. He'll bring it back around his net. Scanfara trying to take it away. Lamberson joins the fray down there. Now it's poked out toward Martin. Martin with a shot. That goes wide, and that'll bounce over the end wall.
Again, Ottawa is playing very, very good defense. And, they just don't have the offensive firepower to get it down.
One of the guys that could help him out, I know, is watching on Facebook. Hello to Roddy Harb, I know, is saying gave credit to Talia McBride just a moment ago for making a nice save.
Scanfara with a shot off the face-off, knocked down by McBride. Cameron trying to corral it, can't. That one scoots by. Martin almost had a shot on the rebound, but couldn't quite get a stick on it, and it scoots out to center.
I believe they're missing also a good player in Muhammad Awad.
Moses York, another former player, I believe, for Ottawa as well.
A couple of chairs almost getting stuck together going around the Ottawa net. Not much room for getting two chairs side by side going through back there. Now that one's almost a good chance for Ottawa.
Yeah, that came close. Kind of getting a chance out of nowhere after being so bottled up in their own zone.
Confara flips it back down into the Ottawa zone. Zinich trying to catch up to it. Merkley with it now for Ottawa as he'll reverse direction, carry it around his net. Tried to center it, but the only person he found was Zinich. Zinich sends it back the other way. Zinich along the end wall with Haycock. Zinich, she gets tied up down there by Cameron. Cameron will send it up to the far side boards. Cameron and Confara will tie up in the corner. Merkley almost has that one taken away. It ends up out front and they score. I think that'll be Confara who ends up the beneficiary of the loose ball. And it's 4-0 Michigan.
I think so as well. Let's take a look at the replay of that last goal from a moment ago. See Confara, yeah, he was just able to dig it out. It was sitting out there right in front of Talia McBride, just wasn't able to cover it up and freeze it. Confara made her pay, and it's 4-0 Michigan.
So 9 goals now for Confara in the 2 games plus. Say 1 game plus effectively 1 period. So he's off to a pretty good start, I think we should say.
Just pretty good,
yeah. Pretty good.
We're now under a minute to play here in the first period. So Michigan picking up kind of where they left off. They beat Minnesota 11-5 in the opening game of the day. They have a 4-0 lead now with less than a minute to play here in the first period against Ottawa. Merkley up the far side for Ottawa. He meets a couple blue jerseys. Now a third blue jersey joins in. Confara takes it away. He'll have an opportunity the other way. There's a shot saved by McBride, kicked into the corner.
McBride's come up with some really nice saves in this tournament. We posted one of those on Facebook earlier. This one might be worth getting up there as well.
Dewar tied up with Cameron as it comes down to the near side boards. Martin pushes it my apologies, that's Srekovic in the game for the first time. Under 12 seconds remaining. Srekovic sends this one up to the far side in front of the scorer's table, as that'll bring us to the end of the first period. Looking very similar to Ottawa's first game. Some good effort, but just too much talent on the other side as we come to the end of the first period, as Confara adds 2 more goals to the 7 that he scored in the opening game of the day. And at the first intermission, it's 4-0 Michigan. You're watching coverage of the 2018 Power Hockey Cup from Plymouth, Michigan.
You're back.
Welcome back to Plymouth. Getting set for the second period between Ottawa and Michigan. Michigan leading at 4-0. I want to remind everybody once again, the Three Wise Men broadcast team on site here in Plymouth, alongside Mike York and Brett Johnson. I'm Pat.
Oh, man.
You are aware I muted that, so no one heard what I just did.
Oh.
That was me coughing, but you guys heard it. That's why I just made you lose it. So you have the mute button for the over the air, but not for your ears. It's made Patrick lose it over there.
Threw everybody off. Good job there.
Yeah. Patrick's still trying to recover over there.
Here's Merkley with it. As Cameron pokes it into the offensive zone, but I think he came in offside, and we'll have a face-off back in the Ottawa zone.
We're the Three Wise Men that are a little cracked up right now.
I timed that. I had a cough just as you said Three Wise Men.
So when you're struggling to score with a team like Ottawa, what do you think they should be trying? They should be trying more of those breakout passes?
Yeah, the breakout passes, that's what's worked out best. They don't really have that finisher or shooter that most of these teams have out here, so I think that's kind of their best option.
Yeah, as we've talked about, they don't have a level 1 player. They're the only team here that does not. So they just find a little bit difficult when they have to play against the Kevin Confaras and Chad Wilsons of this tournament, and we already saw earlier, of course, had to contend with 2 of them on Toronto. So one of the level 1s comes off and the other one comes on, but the challenge stays the same.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works, unfortunately, for them. Yeah, one leaves and the other one just comes right back on the floor.
And poked out of play again. 13:50 to go, second period. 4-0. Mustangs looking to go to 2-0 in pool play.
Yeah, Michigan, Philadelphia, Toronto setting themselves up as the favorites, but I still would not necessarily sleep on Minnesota. They can get things figured out. They are the 4-time defending champions.
We'll have games tomorrow against Ottawa and Toronto to complete the round robin.
Ottawa could give Minnesota, the way they're playing right now, some difficulties.
Yeah, they're still out there working hard.
Certainly, I think as the formula has been exposed, as there's a shot on goal, but that'll bounce off the wheels of the goaltender. Olivas haven't called his name much today, haven't had to, much to the chagrin of the Capitals and their fans. Zinich on the drive inward as she gets tied up. Cameron trying to get it out of the end wall area. That could have been a dangerous pass. Parent couldn't quite catch up to it as he swats at it, heading the other direction. Zinich, and this one wide off the end wall. Merkley looking to catch up to it for Ottawa.
I don't know, as a goalie, I think I would want to face some shots just so I don't get too rusty or stay sharp out there.
Well, Olivas was sharp on that shot he faced a couple moments ago, but other way, here's another chance for Michigan.
That one gets stuck in the wheels. It's still loose. They score. That's Perrin who ends up with the loose ball. It got caught in the wheels of Cameron, but eventually as it emerged, it found its way right to the stick of Tristan Perrin. It's 5-0.
Yeah, you can just see that sitting there for your defender. Probably feels like an eternity, but no one was there to save it, so Martin came in, hit it. It's 5-0 Michigan.
Perrin has his second goal. 12:36 remaining, and there's a long shot. That one ends up bouncing out of play. That's
almost kind of a vintage Chad Wilson type shot right there. Lifting it up and trying to sneak it past and over the shoulder of the goaltender.
And that's one of the more breathtaking plays that you'll see in this tournament, that long arcing shot that just ends up landing in the right spot. It's kind of a wing and a prayer, and sometimes it'll find the back of the net. Merkley trying to push it ahead for Ottawa. And the net is Josh Cooter. It's Dewar the other way. He'll push it up ahead toward Parent. Parent will throw this one toward the net. That'll sneak through. Zinich caught up to it, couldn't quite catch it on the fly, and I think she overran it a little bit along the end wall. This one comes through the wheels of Cameron down to the near side. Parent with it. Cameron and Merkley trying to bottle him up. And somehow he was able to try to get that through on the centering feed to Dewar, but went off of a couple of wheels and then ended up back on the end wall. We'll have a stoppage of play. That's a.
I gotta ask you guys, do you think the grandfather of Roddy Harb, Blaine Cameron, has come out of the game at all, and either earlier this afternoon or today? I think he's been kind of the Iron Man who's been out there the entire time.
I think he did leave the Toronto game sort of when that game was decided.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems like he's everywhere on the floor for the Ottawa Capitals.
He is, you know. Grandpa's got stamina.
As play stopped again off the face-off, we'll see if somebody got a little bit of an early start on that one. With Lamberson checking back in for Ottawa.
And trying to sort out these substitutions and also get the official giving a little lecture there to the Ottawa center.
Emerson Bartel also in the game now for the Capitals. Face-off controlled by Michigan. Down to Parent. Dewar has that one blocked.
Hey, Parent's not a real big guy, but he has a lot of power on his shot. Kind of sneaks up on you, at least for me, whenever I see him shoot. It just looks like he shouldn't shoot it that hard, but then he does.
Zinich hits the post on her shot, and then Cameron ends up dislodging the net. We'll have another face-off coming deep in the Ottawa zone.
It's a very friendly net dislodge that'll kind of help you out.
Veteran maneuver there.
Actually, you know what? It actually wasn't him. It was the referee that moved it. It's kind of funny to watch that. So apologies to Blaine Cameron. I think as he was trying to set it back up, he just instinctively pulled the net backwards. That's not something you see every day. The referee who moves the net.
It's sent back down through the Ottawa end wall. Haycock trying to reverse direction, leaves it for Cameron. Cameron trying to get it ahead. Cameron able to fight his way through. He's got Lamberson with him. Lamberson trying to get it back to Cameron.
Boy, if Lamberson and Cameron could just have one shooter up on that line with them, that could be a really dangerous combination. Those two do such a nice job passing, setting picks, creating opportunities. They just don't quite have that finishing ability to score goals.
Bartel able to hold the zone. Cameron can't quite catch up to it. Ahead of Srekovic. Along the far side wall, Dewar will send this one along the end wall. Cameron there to pick it up. Trying to get it ahead, but it bounces off of Parent instead. Parent ends up with it. Centering feed.
Wow. Oh.
Redirect save by McBride. That shot goes off the, might have hit McBride in the back as well. The net comes loose. We'll have another face-off with 9:50 remaining in the second period. 5-0 Michigan.
Yeah, take a look at this pass here from Tristan Parent, setting that out in front, dribble into a corner. Just a very, I don't know, I just kind of describe him as a sneaky player.
He's very
Sneaks
sneaky.
up on you. Set up a nice pass, creating a scoring chance for the Mustangs. They have a lot more weapons than just Kevin Confera. They are a dangerous team. And they're certainly going to give either Philly or Toronto a really good game.
Now looking ahead a bit to tomorrow, The nightcap is Philadelphia against Michigan, which Confara brings it in, gets it ahead to Martin. Looking forward to that matchup between Confara and Saxton.
Pitts, Liam Miller, Philly's got all sorts of weapons, as does Michigan.
Absolutely. And
and turn around. They're kind of like, all of them are kind of like the Swiss Army knife for teams. So many weapons on it.
A lot of weapons, yeah. And then Toronto's good. And who knows what's going to happen with Minnesota. If they can get things figured out, they're certainly going to be back in the running too. But for now, they're going through some tough times. They're not clicking, not on all cylinders. They're not really clicking on any cylinders right now. But that could change in a hurry, though.
As Martin able to send it back deep into the Ottawa zone. Confara trying to get it through to center, but that goes off the wheels of Cameron. Confara, though, ends up with it back. He has a long shot that just goes over the top of the net.
I think that hit the ref.
I think, yeah, the referee was trying to play a little dodgeball there.
Confara ends up with it. There was a soft shot. That gets through. Saved by McBride. Rebound still loose. Martin couldn't quite punch it home. He'll send it back around.
She's just facing a barrage of shots and doing a well job doing it.
Yeah, without someone as good as Talia McBride, it could be 8 or 9-0 Michigan right now. She's been able to hold them down to only 5 goals, which I think is a heck of a feat.
Confara
the amount of skill she's facing.
Confara ends up with it again. Cameron couldn't get a lot on his shot right before Srekovic. And Cameron ends up taking it off of his stick as Srekovic kind of whiffed. Cameron back the other way. Confara. The reverse direction. Confara will tuck it in. He'll reverse. There's a shot saved by McBride. Rebound by Martin. They score. Clay Martin able to finish that rebound. This time it's 6-0 Michigan.
Look at the replay. Yeah, nice pass by Kevin Confara. Actually, I should say kind of throwing it at the net and creating an opportunity. Michigan able to bury it. They're up 6-0.
7:28 remaining in the second period. And certainly,
again, yeah, just Ottawa. They with Cameron there. If they just had if they had a finisher, they
or a level 1 player would certainly help them as well. I mean, well, Philadelphia doesn't have a level 1 player as well. Saxton and Pitts are about as good as them. Good as having a level 1 player, I should say. Ottawa just, doesn't quite have that goal scorer that they need.
Cameron trying to work his way around. Confara ends up with it in his own zone. He reverses direction, speeding around, getting it up. Martin couldn't quite catch up to it. Otherwise, that might have been another shot, and then they might have been able to squeeze by McBride. Confara up in the far side corner now again. Martin able to whack home the centering feed, and it's 7-0 Michigan.
great centering feed.
Yeah, Michigan's got a good passing game going right now, and Ottawa, you can't get down on yourselves right now. You're going through a tough time where Michigan's just kind of setting up some really pretty passes to set up goals. It's easy to get frustrated when that happens, since these are of the more pretty instead of ugly variety goals. You just got to keep working out there and not give up.
Well, you're making Kevin Confara pass, which that's a win in itself. You're making them think. You're making them have to move.
Yeah.
They're not just sitting there and taking long shots and beating you. They're doing that. You're making them actively think.
Face-off coming deep in the Michigan zone. Confara pushes that one ahead towards Srekovic. Into the far side corner. Lamberson will chase it down for Ottawa. Cameron down there with him. Confara sort of in between them. Martin ends up with it. He gets it up towards Strekovic. Strekovic couldn't get a shot away. Feed it back toward Confara. Confara will work his way into the middle, gets it down to Strekovic. There's a shot saved by McBride.
Again, without McBride, where would this game even be?
Yeah, we'd certainly be into double digits, I would think, for goals for Michigan, but she's doing a heck of an effort to keep Ottawa somewhat in this game.
Strekovic tries to center it, but nobody there except a couple of black jerseys. Strekovic trying to catch up to it, but Cameron able to swat it out and clear for the Capitals. Strekovic in his own zone now with it. Lamberson trying to force a mistake. Got Confara there with him. Confara will weave his way through the zone. Coming in just on sides. Lamberson picks it off for Ottawa. It's Martin. Confara trying to set up Strekovic, who had an open shot but couldn't quite catch up to the kind of a hard pass, a little bit out of his reach. The offensive zone, this one thrown toward the net by Cameron. Now it's down into the corner. Martin with it for Michigan. Lamberson trying to disrupt things. Confara gains the offensive zone. Get up for Strekovic, who sends a shot wide. Cameron behind the net. He gets tied up by Confara. Confara will work his way in.
Oh.
Nice save by McBride.
That was one-on-one with no help defensively making that save. Wow.
Flips it up toward Strekovic, and he can't quite redirect it into the net. That one goes wide off the end wall.
Confara is determined to get Strekovic a goal. Setting him up for all sorts of passes. I think Strekovic does have a couple thus far. Confara has certainly made him a point to get Strekovic back on the score sheet again.
Confara again with it. I think it's toward Strekovic. There's a shot saved by McBride. Rebound, Martin, they score. Clay Martin able to finish the rebound again. It's 8-0 Michigan.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. I had a feeling eventually they'd get one with how well they've been passing. And yeah, Michigan certainly getting their passing practice going here in this game. And that again, passing to Confara up at the point. Confara back around. Strekovic to Clay Martin. That should be double assists on that goal.
Oh, 8-0. The Mustangs cruising on their way to a 2-0 start, rather, I should say, at the Power Hockey Cup with 2 more games tomorrow. The tough ones against Toronto and Philadelphia. Well, for Ottawa, they'll have matchups against Minnesota and Philadelphia.
Boy, with the way Minnesota's defended, you never know what could happen in that game against Ottawa. Minnesota's given up 24 goals in 2 games, and that's who Ottawa plays tomorrow. I mean, you'd think Ottawa would come in as heavy underdogs, but you never know what could happen in that game.
As Cameron works his way around. Lamberson, one of those in the middle. There's a shot by Dewar that got through to McBride, but she made the save. Lamberson back the other way for Ottawa. This one stopped out front by Frere. Katie Frere, who haven't seen her out on the floor yet until about now. I think she spent most of the first half of the game on the sideline, similarly how Confara did, although of course he came in much earlier. Cameron has that one taken away from him. Dewar with it now. Dewar back the other way into the offensive zone. He'll take a shot saved by McBride.
Yeah, Ottawa doesn't have much for depth here.
Yeah, looking at their bench, there's only about 4 players that they can turn to. Just 4 players, and I'm assuming one of them is probably the backup goalie.
Oh, it looks like this particular player we're looking at, there was a shot saved by McBride. McBride, again, another save. Still loose, and it's able to be poked away. This particular player we're looking at is Brian Bertrand, but he looks like he can play just about anywhere based on what I have on my list. It says he can play goalie, defense, and forward. Of a jack of all trades, I guess. I don't think we've seen him yet in the tournament.
He's getting a kick out of this. Blaine Cameron hit the borders on the end wall about a mile. And he just went right to the box without even the refs even calling anything. I think he kind of knew what he did right there.
Well, Roddy, your grandpa's back in the box again.
Yeah, right.
Real definition of naughty grandpa, huh?
Yeah, oh man.
So in the first game, though, of course, we had there's a
what
shot.
a
It's
s-
loose.
oh.
Rebound. They score. It's Dewar. Puts back the rebound. It's 9-0.
That was a great initial save by Talia McBride. Just unfortunately couldn't corral the rebound, and Michigan is able to hit it home. She has done a heck of a job in goal. Just not enough help for her.
Oh,
Put her on a team like Michigan or Minnesota or Toronto.
Right now, Minnesota needs help. She'd be
Yeah.
perfect right now.
Yeah, Minnesota's tried just about everyone except the kitchen sink in goal, so.
yeah. It was kind of interesting watching the way that they rotated goaltenders toward the end of that game. That one blocked by the defender out front. I think that was Haycock who got in the way.
Even Chad Wilson gave up a goal.
Yeah, he came in and played as a level 3. Something I didn't think I would see in quite a while. He even went up and played some forward as a level 3 as well.
This one thrown toward the net. That goes off the head of Haycock, and I think he probably wondering what hit him. It's Cameron with a shot save by Olivas.
I was thinking last time he did that, he ended up trying to pass it off. This time took a good shot, threw it on net. I think he needs to do that a little bit more. I know he likes passing, but I think he's got to take some shots on his own as well.
Yeah. I think as the veteran player on this team, he does need to start taking a little bit more shots. And that was a nice shot. That's probably the best quality chance Ottawa has had.
Oh, I think so too.
Under 30 seconds remaining in the second period. 9-0 Michigan with the lead. Cameron behind his own net now as the clock ticking toward 15 seconds. Cameron will work his way through the middle, push it ahead toward Lamberson, 5 seconds remaining. That'll bring us to the end of the second period. Another great period for the host Michigan Mustangs. They'll go to the second intermission with a 9-0 lead. You're watching coverage of Power Hockey Cup 2018 on Facebook. Welcome back to Plymouth. Third period between Ottawa and Michigan. Michigan with a 9-0 lead. We start to look ahead to what's on tap still tonight. A good game between Toronto and Philadelphia. A matchup of two winners from earlier in the day. And coming up tomorrow, more round robin action as Ottawa takes on Minnesota in the first game of the day. Michigan will take on Toronto. One team looks like they will be 2-0 coming in, another one hoping to be 2-0 coming in. So that could be a big game. Ottawa taking on Philadelphia. Minnesota takes on Toronto. And then perhaps the game of the tournament thus far, the nightcap tomorrow night, Philadelphia takes on Michigan. It'll be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern. But still 5 games, well, 4 games plus 1 period to go between now and then.
I wouldn't sleep on Toronto being in that main event either. They got a good squad as well.
Yeah, it's really up in the air right now who could win here.
Yeah.
See Toronto taking on Philadelphia.
Yeah.
One more game today.
Yeah, we'll learn a lot more after that game. I did not expect to have our first 3 games today all end in, first 4 games, I should say, all end in blowouts.
Definitely not typical of this tournament here with these teams too.
I got a feeling, though, this Philly-Toronto game is not going to be a blowout. I think that's kind of the main event here this evening. We'll learn a lot more about that Toronto team tonight.
Really, I think so. Heading into tomorrow, of course, then the 2 big games featuring that big 3 of Philadelphia, Toronto, and Michigan. As here's Cameron with it in his own zone. Under 13 minutes to play. But just from your observations, what has gone so wrong with the Saints in these first 2 games? That
I can think of one word: defense.
Yeah.
Defense and a lot of individual play. Like that's lack of defense and too much individual play. It's kind of the crux of it. And that's why their game against Ottawa tomorrow, I mean, again, as I said, Minnesota on paper, the heavy favorites, but if Minnesota plays defense like they did today against Ottawa, Capitals could score some goals on them with the way they pass the ball.
and I think Ottawa's, they've shown very good team play.
Yeah, defensively, I mean, they could very easily bottle up Chad Wilson, much like Philadelphia and Michigan did today. So that Ottawa-Minnesota game could be very interesting tomorrow. Minnesota's going to have to be focused for that game, or could very well end up winless at this tournament.
Yeah, if they bottle up Wilson, they have a good chance. And yeah, the way they've played defense, Saints, they could score some goals. And Ottawa has some good teamwork play offensively. They just don't have the finisher.
Now, on the flip side, Michigan was the team that you both were very high on coming into the tournament. Have they, this is a silly question because I think we have seen this, but have they exceeded your expectations thus far for what you expected from them?
I say thus far, yes.
Yeah, they pretty much played exactly the way I thought they would.
You know, in years past, they've tended to fall back and rely a little bit on Confara a little bit too much in years past, and that was probably maybe some of their downfall. This year, they really look like a full team.
Yeah, 14, I know they just kind of had a bad tournament overall and couldn't even make it out of the group stage. 16, they were undefeated, playing great. Then they just had a bad game against Philly in the semi. So we've kind of seen this story before. We're in 16. They also played very well in the group stage, only to have a big letdown in the playoff knockout round. So we're hoping they don't have that same letdown this year once they get to the playoff round.
Of course, Toronto and Philadelphia, I agree with that statement that I think we'll learn a lot about those two tonight after their game.
Yeah, we're going to see if Toronto, I mean, Mike and I thought they were going to be a real player for the championship. We're going to learn if that's the case tonight when they play Philadelphia. Otherwise, if not, I think it's pretty much Philly and Michigan's game here at this tournament.
Play continuing in the Ottawa zone. Dewar trying to jam that one past McBride, but couldn't quite do it.
McBride may have scored a goal, or did they say that was covered up?
Looked like covered up. Yeah, sometimes when it goes under a chair, nobody knows where it is. You got to try to stay as still as possible.
That's why that referee hangs out right by the goal.
Yeah.
Good to see two familiar officials down there again. Those guys seem like they call just about every game in Philadelphia in 2016.
Those two and the lady over there. And,
yeah, they have a new official, it looks like, this year. They have two new female officials, I think. Or one new female official.
Yeah, one new female. I know Tim called some games for us in 2014 and 2016.
Tim, definitely a veteran official. He's on the near side. Hand to him once the ball comes that way.
Lamberson for Ottawa, leaves it behind him for Merkley. Ottawa looking to break out. Is maybe a little bit of confusion about who was supposed to break out on that play, as Lamberson stopped at the line and then Cameron kind of stopped in behind him. Regardless, Michigan ends up sending it back deep into the Ottawa zone. Parent with it. He tries to reverse direction. Merkley trying to take it away from him. Zinich, who had the first goal of the game, kind of hanging out dangerously next to McBride, waiting for that ball to sneak through. And Michigan's done a great job in these first two games of taking advantage of those rebounds and bounces, and sometimes that factors into it too. You just get the ball to bounce to the right person at the right time, and you take advantage of it. Zinich now has it in her own zone. Martin with it. Martin will flip this one toward the net. That'll roll wide. Cameron takes it behind his own net, down into the corner. This one poked away. Martin will try to chase it down. With a long shot, they score. Not sure if that'll be Merkley or Cameron who...
Someone got a ton of power on that shot.
I think that was Merkley.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Merkley.
As they say, shot out of a cannon. That kind of describes that shot. It was kind of slow play at center ice, and all of a sudden that blast just came out of nowhere into the back of net to get Ottawa on the scoreboard.
It totally caught Dean by surprise there.
That's not easy to catch Dean Olivas by surprise. You know, I was going to comment, since we've had players today playing in so many different positions, we might have to give Dean a hard time for not trying to play forward in this game yet. Nothing's more fun, I know this from being a soccer goalie, than scoring a goal as the goalie.
Yeah.
It was indeed Merkley's goal, with Lamberson and Cameron getting the assist. 8:10 to go now in regulation, 9-1, Michigan leading.
I will say this is one of the closer games than we've had.
Yeah, 9-1, it's been that kind of day. This is, very not typical of power hockey to have, as high scoring games as we've had so far today, and also as lopsided types of games. I mean, normally these are more traditional hockey scores of 4-1 or 5-3. Even 6-4, but not like 13-6, or what was the score of the first Michigan-Minnesota game, 11-5. Those are very unusual scores.
Just want to give a shout out to Jenny Kloss Johnson watching.
I think we know who she is.
She's a super fan.
That's right.
Lamberson will have an opportunity. Lamberson, though, couldn't quite get around the defender. Drapinski in the way. Parent trying to send it back the other direction. Martin down there as well. Martin got his stick held onto briefly, but he's able to get away. Zinich back to pick it up for Michigan. She'll push that one up toward the center, and she'll take it herself as Cameron cuts her off. Cameron will take it behind his own net. As Parent trying to slow him down, and they come in offside, so Parent did achieve his objective. And with 6:34 to go in regulation, we'll have a face-off in the Ottawa zone.
Yes, it is fun to watch Ginny Claus Johnson. It is very fun to watch. Brett's having a good time too.
Everybody also jamming out to some Doobie Brothers at the at the rink.
One of the games they forgot to shut off the PA music as the game started, so it's kind of like playing one of those video games where music plays throughout.
Trying to get Shrekovich on the score sheet. That shot, though, blocked. Lamberson will bring it back the other direction. Dewar and Confara end up poking it away from him. Confara back the other way, flips it down into the Ottawa zone. Shrekovich has to slow up as Haycock gets in his way. Play continuing that one held in, and rather goes through the wheels of Shrekovich. Looked like he got his stick on it, but he did not. It goes down into the Michigan zone. We're under 6.5 minutes to play. Farah trying to catch up to it. Haycock trying to cut him off. Up in the far side, Dewar and Haycock dueling for it. Thrown toward the net, he scores from I don't even know how he got it in from that angle. It looked like he was parallel with the post, and somehow he was able to float it in.
Well, Mike, you're the producer, so give us or actually tell us, what did you see down there? You had a good view of it.
Just, it just kind of, it was just a really interesting shot. It was just, I'm going to throw it up there and watch it go in, basically.
Bank it off something, yeah. Clearly he had to have banked that off someone or something down there. Get that in the net.
No, it's 10-1 Michigan now as we're about to go under 6 minutes. What are you guys, looking ahead to the nightcap, what are you most excited about seeing the Rock taking on the Flyers power play?
Close game, hopefully. That would be a start. I'm still surprised we've had 4 blowouts here this afternoon. I think we'll see a close game. That's actually really most what I'm looking forward to be honest. I think just a good, hard-fought game.
With Lamberson ahead with just the defender in front of him, and good job by Frere to take an aggressive stand and cut him off as he drove toward the net.
Yeah, it'll be a very close game. Both defense and offense will definitely complement each other. It could, I might say we could do our first overtime game, maybe.
Oh, you're calling overtime already.
I might call overtime. We'll see.
Look at you making that call early on. The game hasn't even started yet, and you're saying overtime.
Well, certainly what I'm interested in is the depth of that Toronto team against that big three of Philadelphia with Pitts, Saxton, and Miller. We'll have to see how Toronto wants to play those matchups. They'll obviously have some options, perhaps more than some of the other teams that will be playing against Philadelphia in this tournament.
Both teams are here right now, kind of hanging out. I see Toronto warming up to the left side of the screen. At least it would be on the left side if you're watching at home. Philadelphia is over there on the right side.
Lamberson off the face-off, couldn't get much on it. Clay Martin going to the penalty box for Michigan for moving the board, so Ottawa on a late power play as we're now under 5 minutes left to play.
Like I said before in the last game, the only thing I've seen Michigan maybe struggle with is staying out of the penalty box, and it hasn't hurt them thus far. But when you start going to play against Philly and Toronto, it could definitely be interesting.
Yeah, especially I don't think you want to put Philadelphia on the power play when you play them.
Because their name
is
the
power play.
Yeah.
And they also get the man advantage on the power play.
Lamberson on the redirect, shot goes wide. That good chemistry between Cameron and Lamberson hasn't produced anything on the score sheet, but has at times given teams some issues. 4 minutes left to play. We have another penalty coming.
Someone's going off. I think this is on Michigan. They're going to call another Ottawa. I have no idea.
No, it's Michigan.
It's going to be Frere taking the penalty, so they'll put Ottawa on a two-player advantage. As Malachi Lamberson will come in, saw him late in the opening Ottawa game, ended up scoring a goal.
The idea of what Ottawa's doing here, you got a two-player advantage, so why not bring everybody up on the attack?
Well, they do, and then they got parents playing defense here with Olivas, and then you got Confara. So even though they are down, it could be pretty tough to score still.
Yeah, especially with Confara out there.
Well, Frere for interference. Two-man advantage for Ottawa.
Let's see how good their passing is here.
3.5 minutes now to play. As Confara gets in the way of that shot, and then he sweeps away the rebound.
Yeah, Confara's a quick player, but you still got to think someone's always going to be open right now, so you got to be patient. Yeah, if Confara gets on you, get rid of it, find that open player like that right there.
Lamberson down low, couldn't get it past.
Good job moving it around.
Flipped back, but held in. Haycock and Martin getting tied up on the far side. 2:55 remaining.
Nobody back on D now for Michigan.
Here's Martin trying to push it ahead.
If they can just get a breakout pass, this would be perfect for Ottawa.
Yeah, they're struggling to find that breakout pass, unfortunately.
Kellen Schleier, one of the other Ottawa names we haven't called yet. He's in the game on defense. Face-off coming deep in the Ottawa zone. Malachi Lamberson getting tied up with Confara. Ball still loose. And Confara will eventually, then Cameron takes it away from him. So Cameron still working hard with 2 minutes left in a 9-goal game. Confara at a reverse direction. They get it down toward Parent. They got by Parent though. Parent fighting now with Cameron.
Parent almost scored using his sneaky little backdoor cut again. Just couldn't get it out of the air.
Frere is back. Michigan back at full strength. Parent trying to send that one back the other way, but hit Martin instead, and now he does get it all the way down.
The penalty has expired now for Michigan.
Yeah, I think we're full strength finally for both squads right now.
Martin tried to center it. There's Parent with it as Cameron trying to knock it away from him. He does, but Parent back to pick it up. We're under a minute to play. So Michigan with two very impressive victories to start their tournament. They beat Minnesota in the opening game 11-5. They have a 10-1 lead over Ottawa with 45.6 remaining here. So Michigan can head into tomorrow feeling very good about themselves with two very tough opponents awaiting them in Toronto and Philadelphia.
Yeah, got their offense going, scoring 21 goals today. I don't think they're going to score 21 goals tomorrow combined against Toronto and Philly.
As Tristan Parent takes a late penalty, so Ottawa will get a final minute power play. Michigan controlling the face-off. Martin moving the boards, the official call on Parent. So he will likely ride out the last seconds watching from the penalty box area. Lamberson with a shot. Got through, saved by Olivas, and then cleared all the way back down.
It was a beautiful pass and a beautiful shot. Dean snuffed it out, though, so good play all around.
Lamberson into the offensive zone. Zenit looking to send it back the other way. Under 10 seconds now remaining. And that'll bring us to the end of the game. Michigan with another impressive performance. They go to 2-0 on the tournament. They beat Ottawa 10-1 rather. My apologies. I was thinking of the number 9 for the amount of goals, but so Michigan comes away with the 10-1 victory, and they'll head into tomorrow with two very tough opponents waiting for them, up 2-0 in the standings. For Ottawa, they'll kick off against Minnesota first thing tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern. Battle of a couple of 0-2 teams. Well, one of them looking to get off the schneid. But don't go anywhere. We got one final game tonight. Perhaps the game of the day, Toronto taking on Philadelphia. That's coming up next. You're watching coverage of the 2018 Power Hockey Cup live on Facebook.